Hello, and welcome to a Thomas Winnerelli discussion. So, on Matthew's Choo Choos, we normally focus on the Thomas Winnerelli series, but today I wanted to branch off a little bit and talk about a different type of Thomas Winnerelli. And this would happen to be Pinewood Derby cars. So, there is an organization called Awana, which I used to attend at my church, which was an organization that helped younger children learn about Jesus while memorizing scripture in many other ways. And so, something that my church always did as part of this during the springtime near the end of the year was to celebrate with a Pinewood Derby race. And so, every year they would host this, and you would get a block of wood and you'd have to transform it into your car of choosing. And so every year I decided to go with a train, each one a little different than the last. And so I decided to go with Thomas first. And so that's what I wanted to show you first. So in kindergarten, this is the Pinewood Derby card that I created based off of Thomas. I was about 6 years old at the time. So it was pretty simple. It was a shorter block of wood, and then so we just painted over it. As you can see, my painting wasn't the greatest at that time. And then added some other pieces of wood to create a cab, a dome, and a funnel, as well as putting a button on the front for a face, and then drawing on it with some googly eyes, attaching it, even put on the name on the bottom, just like a Thomas Winnerelli character would have, because that's what I wanted it to be based off of. And then to finish it off, because I was 6 years old, I decided to put some stickers on that I had at the time. And so you can see them all here. And so this card did pretty well. So in explanation, there are several different age groups to Awana. And so in the Sparks category, which was about 1st to 2nd grade, it did not place high enough to get into the finals, but I did get a participation ribbon from it. So there's that. And so the year after, I went into 1st grade, and I decided, who's my second favorite character? And so I went with Percy, which was running late. So we didn't start this until very close to the race. And so as you can see, it's once again just a block of wood with some other pieces thrown on top, such as this block here for a cab, the dome, and the funnel, as well as putting on the face, which at the time wasn't even finished. We had to come back after the race just a few years ago and redo it so that it's finally finished, as well as the number 6 there. But you can see there's not very much paint on here because we were running so late. And we had to take quite a bit of weight off of it because of all the wood we put on top. So it left this big gaping hole in the middle. So we weren't able to write a name on this time. And so surprisingly, this card did even better than Thomas, despite how late it was. So it once again got a participation award, but it also in the Sparks category took 1st place. So there's a blue ribbon for that. And so I moved on to the finals, but I wasn't able to win anything. In the next 2 years, we moved down to Louisiana, and the church we attended did have Awana, but it was such a larger church that they didn't do a Pinewood Derby race, which was a shame. So 2 years without a race car. However, we did move back to the area eventually, and so I decided that year that I was going to do my 3rd favorite character, which happened to be at the time, and still is, Gordon. So Gordon, I wanted to step up my game a little bit. I was now in 4th grade, if you can remember now, skipping 2 years. And so I decided, I want to shape the boiler a little more. And so we did. We took a sander and we just gently smoothed it until it got this nice rounded shape. And then I wanted to make it more aerodynamic, so we did a smaller cab on here, as well as rounding the tender with different types of saws. And then we put on a face, which I decided to try to go with Gordon's angry face. However, it's not the best. And the screw that we used for a nose is a little loose, so face wiggles a bit. But it turned out well. It was a lot more aerodynamic, and we had to put some weights in, including the night of. They had to add some more weight to it to get it up to weight. But it did pretty well. And so it once again got a participation award. But then it also, this was now in a higher age category called TNT, standing for Truth in Training. And so in that category, it took third place with the oldest group of kids, which was pretty well. It was enough to move into the finals, but once again, not enough to win anything. So that did pretty well. I'm gonna move that out of the way. So the next year was the year of COVID, and so this delayed the building of the cart. I didn't even know if it was gonna be built because the lockdown went on so long. But we did schedule it for in July. And so I decided to go with a speedy character, and the first one that came to mind was Spencer. So Spencer was done in a similar way to Gordon. However, this was theoretically more streamlined because of the nose, which was rounded. And so on the wooden railway character, which is what I based it off of, it has those little things here. In fact, let me get my Spencer here and I'll show you. So at the time, I had the talking Spencer, and so I based it off of this. And so it has these little rounded edges here, which I wanted to replicate. And so this led us to putting some pieces on the side, which later we realized that it was going to be a really wide car because of this, not ride the rails well, which may have made the performance a little worse. But it went pretty well. Came out pretty nice. Used a nice silver color, which makes it pop. As you can see on the camera, it's pretty shiny. And so I based it off of the wooden railway phase, as you can see, which turned out pretty well. And so it raced on July 27th instead of the normal date of March. And so once again, participation award. And once again, it took third place in its category, which was once again enough to move to the finals, but not enough to win anything. And so after this, there was a little bit of a break. I had now aged out basically of the competition. But in school, they decided to have a Pinewood Derby contest for some of the students. And so I decided, since I was in now 6th grade, that I didn't really want to show Thomas to everyone. Kind of felt embarrassed about it. So I decided to go with a real life engine that could be used as a basis for one of the engines. And so I went with Henry. So this was my, try out of Black 5. With these cars, it's a little hard to shape them. And so I wanted to make it even more realistic and use different techniques. So we decided to sand quite a bit out of it, making it have this spin boiler, which I am very proud of. We gave it some more realistic looking things, such as the paint job and the even British Railways logo on the tender. And so this one did surprisingly well. While I don't have any physical rewards from it, I did get a prize of a school bag with some different prizes in it, but no ribbons. But it went pretty well. It took 2nd place overall, which I'm quite proud of. And it got Best in Show, which was very nice. So the year after that, our youth group decided to host the Pinewood Derby, as there was no more Awana, but they wanted to keep doing it. And so I decided to go with, once again, a Thomas character. I brought it back. And so I decided to do Edward. Quite a reliable engine. So I decided to go with him. It's basically the same techniques as Henry, but just painted in an Edward shape and with a face. So this one did very well. So well that, once again, participation award. But I moved on to the finals, Didn't get a ribbon for the section I was in, but overall I took 3rd place, and so there is a very nice ribbon for that. So I was very proud of that. The only people I lost to was my 2 cousins, so it was pretty good for the day. They're pretty good at racing the Pinewood Derby cars. And so finally, as a leader in this organization for the kids club, I was allowed to create an engine, and this time I wanted to step up my game once again. And I decided that a harder character that I still wanted to do was Emily. And so I stepped up my game a bit. So this took quite a bit more carving than the last ones. We had to take down the tender quite a bit, add the cab, and then we had to make it so that we could put on the wheel arches. And while it's not the most realistic, as you can see there's some space there, it came out pretty nice for being separate pieces. We sanded the boiler and added a smaller face because we sanded the boiler down so far that we couldn't use the normal size face. But it came out pretty well. We just finished adding the face a couple years ago, similar to Percy, because it wasn't ready in time. But it came out pretty well. And while I was not allowed to win anything as a leader, let me move the ribbon so that I can fit her in. There we go. So it came out pretty well. It would have won some prizes, but it wasn't as fast as different engines like Henry and Edward. And speaking of, I decided to race all of my characters. And so, surprisingly, Gordon, Spencer, and Emily were the slowest ones, while some of the others were quite a bit faster, such as Thomas and Percy. And then faster yet was Edward, but the fastest was Henry, surprisingly. But it was kind of expected. It's built a little differently. It was used with a different kit. As you can see, the wheel spacing is a little farther back and the wheels are a bit different, but it was surprising just how much faster it was. And so that is all my characters. I hope to build some more in the future, but right now it doesn't look likely. I hope you've enjoyed this. It's been a pleasure to create this video for you, showing a different side of Thomas Winnerelli, a more personal side, but it was fun creating with these. It taught me a lot about wood carving and different tools, and it's made me a lot better at those. And so I hope you've enjoyed learning about this history of me and Pinewood Derby cars and how they're done. Thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed.